We could be seeing a super bright future for the Switch 2. Now, there's a lot to go over, and I specifically think this could be good for Pokemon Black and White remakes, mainly because those are the next remakes in line. They're definitely going to, be remade. There's no way Pokemon Black and White aren't going to be remade. That would be insane, because, we have had Generation 4 remakes a couple of years ago. It's already been a good amount of time. Obviously, Black and White remakes aren't going to come out next year. My theory is 2028 or 2029, so we're still a couple years away. But if you guys haven't seen this, it's pretty huge news. Nintendo has updated their patent for their Switch 2 second screen. It looks like it's going to be a detachable screen to put on top of your Switch 2. If you don't know, the Switch 2 has a USB-C port on the top as well as the bottom. So this new screen could attach through the USB-C port on the top of the Switch 2, which is actually insane because this could allow just Nintendo DS games to happen, like to be ported over, maybe the Switch Online service. But if that were to happen, that'd be kind of unfortunate because that means, you'd have to buy this screen, which I'm sure that wouldn't be cheap. I'm sure the screen would be like at least $150, just knowing how prices are nowadays. Plus, then you have to pay for the online subscription for the NSO, which, that's a lot of money. But this would also just open opportunities for like other games just to be ported onto the Switch that we could buy in general. Like I'm talking about Black and White remakes, or even just a port of Black and White, maybe a port of the classic DS Pokemon games. You could have like Generation 4, Gen 5, ported over or something like that. Probably not. I honestly don't think that they're going to do that, but it's cool to think. What's also cool to think about is that this could open up so many scenarios and so many possibilities of other games, not even just Pokemon related. Like, yes, Pokemon, because obviously that's the stuff that I'm thinking about immediately when I'm seeing a second screen, like new Pokemon Ranger game, a Pokemon Ranger port, mystery dungeon stuff, maybe like a new style Pokemon game with a dual screen. Like they could even introduce a brand new Pokemon game with a dual screen, accessibility or capability. Let's say Generation 10, for example, which is most likely going to come out next year. Maybe the Switch 2 second screen attachment. It could just be like some added on feature to where it's like, you're not going to miss out on anything if you don't have the second screen. But that second screen, you could put like the map, you could put, your bag, you could see your Pokemon team up there. Like maybe it could allow it just so many other games to have new abilities to add things on that second screen, but you don't necessarily need the second screen. I feel like that would be very clutch. Obviously, they definitely would release some games that would be like exclusive for that second screen, just because people that would pay all the money for this new attachment would want, exclusive games to make it feel more worth it. However, I do want to say this. Patent doesn't necessarily mean a product will be made. They could just make this patent and just never do anything with it. That is a huge possibility, but they had a patent for this before, and this is an updated one. It makes me think that they're actually like genuinely considering this to be an actual product that they make and release to the public. I feel like it's totally possible that it could actually happen. We could get like a new Nintendogs game, which I would absolutely love. Phantom Hourglass or something like that. There are so many things that could really happen. Maybe even like a split screen mode where it's like, one screen could be playing our game. You could be playing Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Splatoon, whatever the heck. You could put it like on the bottom screen or the top screen. And then the other screen, we could watch like Twitch or YouTube or like Hulu, because I think those are the only streaming services that you could watch on the Switch, if I'm not mistaken. Or like I said, it could be a companion type of screen where it's going to function just like a live map or something like that. So you don't really need it necessarily, but it would like be a really big help. Summer is here, guys. The days are longer, the sun is brighter, and while that sounds great for beach days, it's not so great for sleep. Later sunsets and early sunrises, it really messes with your sleep. It makes it way harder to fall asleep and to stay asleep. And that's why I've been using the Manta Sleep mask. So this is the Manta Sleep sound mask, which is absolutely amazing. The material and quality of it is really, really good. It's so high end. So this video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. It has adjustable straps on the back, so literally anybody could wear this. And Manta Sleep has a pro nap movement, which essentially shows that this mask is extremely comfortable and it's super lightweight. So it's not like you're having like a brick on your face. This thing feels great. It's basically like flipping a switch on and off. If you want deep, uninterrupted, restorative rest, even in the middle of summer, make sure to check them out. Because I know a lot of you guys are staying up late, you're gaming, you're playing some Pokemon, you're playing some Mario Kart, and it's hard to sleep. That's why I highly recommend this amazing mask right here. You can use my promo code, which is on the screen right now, for 10% off your entire purchase. And so like I said, this is the Sleep Sound Mask, which has ultra thin Bluetooth headphones with these super comfortable C-shaped eye cups for sleep and side comfort. 20-hour battery life, and it's 100% blackout, meaning it's going to help you sleep like crazy. Make sure to get your Manta Sleep mask, which they have a lot available. They have several different masks that you can buy for your liking. Go check it out, link in the description down below. Or imagine this. Imagine they throw a total curveball and give us Black and White 3 with major second screen connectivity. Like, we really rely on that second screen. I don't think they would do that because that would make so many people not buy Black and White 3 just because they'd be like, I don't want to buy the screen because, that'd be a lot of money. Let's just say Black and White 3 does come out and the top screen is like a huge bonus. Like, it's a huge help to the game. We don't need it. You could still play Black and White 3 regularly on your just one screen. I think that would be kind of cool, but also not really great for the audience, like not really great for the people. But this would be so awesome because Black and White remakes are gonna happen. It's just a matter of time as to when they're gonna be released. Next year we're getting Generation 10. This year, of course, obviously Legend ZA. So 2025 Legend ZA, 2026 Pokemon Generation 10, and then 2027 I think is gonna be the DLC for Generation 10, whatever those games are gonna be called. Hopefully it's gonna be called something like Wind and Wave, because Wind and Wave is a sick name. Like, I love that name for a Pokemon game. But after that, after the DLC, it'll be 2028. I think that'd be a good time for Black and White remakes, or 2029, because that'd be a really good amount of time between the Gen 4 and the Gen 5 remakes, which, bro, it's crazy that the Gen 4 remakes were already so long ago. I can't believe it. Time is actually flying. Bro, Scarlet Violet, guys, is 3 years old, believe it or not. Can you believe that? Scarlet and Violet are literally 3 years old now. The one big difference with Black and White compared to any other Pokemon game, though, is that we have Black and White 2. So that brings up the question, are they going to do the Black and White regular remakes, and then, 6, 7, 8 years down the line do Black and White 2 remakes, and then we move to the Pokemon X and Y remakes? I personally think that the best decision would honestly be to do Black and White and Black and White 2 remakes at the exact same time on one cartridge. So we don't have to pay any more money, because it would just make sense. I think it would actually get a ton of sales too. Like, I really do think if they did that, so many people would love that and talk about it. A lot of people do think Black and White 2 are the remakes of Black and White, but that's not the case. Black and White 2 are actually different games. It's obviously in the same region. You don't play the game as the same character. Like, you literally start the game as a different character. So it's a different storyline, different people. It's awesome. Both games are awesome, but yeah, Black and White 2 are not the remakes of Black and White. Or they could just simply call it a Black and White remake and have the game start in Black and White and end at the end of Black and White 2. But there would be some sort of like weird transition in the middle of that, because like I said, you do play the game as a different character. Or maybe they could switch things up and make it a seamless transition to where like we are the actual same character and it just kind of like flows a little bit differently. Because if we do get a remake, things are going to change, like little things here and there will probably change. But yeah, we'll get those Black and White remakes eventually. And this dual screen for the Switch 2, guys, is crazy. Like, when I saw this, I was like, no way. Immediately I thought about DS games, DS game ports, Black and White remakes, or just Pokemon games in general. And like, guys, there are so many DS games that they could literally port over, bring to the NSO. And I'm not even sure why I didn't mention this earlier, because I totally meant to, but also 3DS games. But I'm sure a lot of you guys probably already were thinking about like, oh yeah, 3DS, DS, and 3DS, because obviously we have a ton of goated, amazing games for the DS era of just Pokemon, Zelda, literally everything. And then we also have 3DS, which could give us another couple thousand possibilities of what other games they could port or bring over to the Switch if it did have a dual screen. I feel like the best case scenario would probably be they give us the screen, hopefully it wouldn't be too much money, because it is just a screen, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be an insane amount of money. But the best case scenario would be we get the screen, we get a bunch of DS game ports, Black and White remakes and stuff, all this and that, where it's like, we don't necessarily need the screen, but it would help a lot. It would be a companion screen to where you could put like anything we want on that second monitor, second screen. And then they also do some things to the NSO, because if they do that, I feel like they could have like an actual like true DS game port to where it's like, okay, if you have the NSO online and you want to play the DS stuff, you have to have the screen, but you could also have access to all the other NSO stuff. So it's not like a huge loss. Plus that way, you can still take advantage of that second screen, which I may buy that NSO if they have like DS games on it. I could use the second screen. That would be so sick. Anyways, I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself. There's nothing that's been confirmed about like a Black and White game or anything like that, or like this DS stuff. But like I said earlier, this is, they updated this patent. They already had it and they updated it. It's a brand new design, and it's very sleek. I don't know. I could see this happening probably anytime soon. It's probably going to, happen in like a year, 2 years, 3 years. Stuff like this takes a long time, guys. Development of products, technology, it takes a long time. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you leave a like. If you are a real one watching this far in the video, comment down below lava, just to confuse those people that aren't watching this far in the video. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Let me know your thoughts about this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.